What's going on, everybody? He is Michael Langston, recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminoles sports source. Promo code at the bottom, Warchant30 gets you 30 free days of access. I'm Aslan. You know that. Anyhow, Michael, how else can they show their support for us besides subscribing to the ultimate support?
Click on the like button for us, guys. I mean, that helps us keep these features going and keeps you happy and keeps us happy and builds the excitement of each video we do with great football team coverage and recruiting. So keep hitting that like button.
Just hit it. Just click it. That's all you got to do. The thumbs up. Just click it. That's all you got to do. Nothing. There's no drawback. I assure you, everybody. And you should hit it because you should like this video because, again, we're bringing you good news. I don't keep up all that much with recruiting. Probably I need to do a better job at Michael, but I know that you're here, so I can always lean on you. This name kind of came out of nowhere for me. I don't know how long this has been in the works for Florida State chasing Aaron Hester, and also that name sounds familiar, should it?
Yes, it should sound familiar. His, I think I want to say uncle or his dad, I'm not sure. Plays at, I think uncle, played at FSU in the 80s, Ron Hester. And then Aaron's not a surprise as far as I'm concerned because Aaron's visited FSU more than any school. He was at the junior day. He's been there like 6 or 7 times. He's a guy that this staff had offered. A weak side defensive end could play both linebacker or defensive end, probably more so outside linebacker with rushing tendencies, maybe that Fox position that we always talk about. Probably more around marks of 6'4", 230 from what I hear. So he just fits everything that they love. I think it was mainly, I'd heard it was down to the main schools were FSU, Miami, Mississippi State, and then some with Arkansas making a push. And there was other schools trying to get in it. Michigan recently offered him. I think Penn State recently offered him as well. So this kid's out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's going to bring a lot to the outside linebacker Fox position. Closes on the ball very quickly, as people can see there. Just a great closing speed. He just gets off blocks really well. That's the thing I really just jump out at me as far as Aaron's game is just the way he can get off blocks so quickly, and then the way he closes and finishes tackles. That's something that FSU's been lacking as far as that position. A guy just makes plays, gets off blocks, makes a play, get the tackle, put him on the ground. And this is what this kid does. So I think he's going to be certainly a favorite because he's a Noles legacy. Obviously, anytime you get a legacy, people get it jacked up. But you're not just getting Noles legacy. You're getting a guy that's a very productive player. He's only a 3-star right now, but I think he's going to be a 4-star. I think that's going to happen. So the rankings will be there. But this is a kid you want in your defense. This is a kid that fits everything you're looking for as far as against the run, what he does against the run, the way he produces against the pass, and just causes havoc on that outside. That's what you're looking for, a guy that can just really blow people up and blow things up as far as in that outside of the defensive end position.
Good looking tape, man. Good to see him shedding blocks and making tackles and plays. Obviously, you mentioned this is a kid that's visited the campus several times, so yeah. Obviously his heart is into it. I mean, that's a big thing with recruits these days in terms of what Mike Norvell is trying to get, right? Guys that want to be at Florida State that are sold out for it. I mean, do you have a feel for just what his pull was to Florida State and just how sold he is into this program moving forward?
I think really just the fact that they were on him so hard from the start, he was a priority to them. I think he was waiting. There was up and down if he was going to commit now or commit maybe a week later or 2 weeks later. But I think FSU made it clear, like, we want you. They were a priority. And he's always liked FSU. And I think generally he wanted to be here. I mean, I think that's the big deal is FSU was the priority place for him. And I think the way FSU recruited him, they did not just lay off a little bit and go from there. They're always full throttle. They're hitting the gas. They're in the Porsche. They're hitting the gas pedal. They didn't let up on the gas pedal. And I think that was really the big deal that kind of led them to Florida State is like you got both parties mutually want it, mutually are comfortable. And two, I just think when he's here at FSU, it's just a different feeling. He's told me that several times, even when he visited on junior day. His comfort level is extremely high with FSU. I think other schools, they jumped in it, like Miami, Michigan, they're in the mix, but FSU is the one constant where They never let up on as far as their feeling. And two, I think he really sees that culture difference than what FSU's building and what Norvell's building. And it certainly doesn't hurt that defensive end is a major position to need for Florida State. So when you get a guy that loves the program, feels comfortable there, and it's a position to need, I think it's you kind of put 2 and 2 together there, put 3 and 3 together, that FSU is the right place for him. And so I think he's been thinking about this for a while. I think it was mainly just FSU giving him the green light. And then once that was very clear that FSU wanted him, I think they got it done.
And then you were right. It's his pops. Ron was a tight end and linebacker in the late 70s and 80s for the Noles. And I mean, just looking at him, I know this sounds crazy. You're the scientist here. I'm not when it comes to recruiting, man. But you just look at this kid. I mean, he's going to show up on campus probably like weighing 245 pounds. I mean, he's going to be built the way you want an outside linebacker, defensive end to be built in this day and age.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you watch him. You know, the thing that stands out to me is what he does getting off locks. I like that a lot when I watch him, because that's not something the guys they've had previously have done really well here. And then two, his closing speed on the ball carriers really jumps out at me. I mean, he plays for Jacksonville Fletcher, who plays a really good schedule. These guys aren't playing a bunch of nobodies. Like Fletcher plays a nice, schedule, so they're playing good teams. And just his downhill burst, how he gets off blocks. And then two, when he gets his hands on a guy, they usually go down. They usually come down. I mean, it isn't a situation where he's tripping up a guy. Like when he hits them, he hits them. I mean, they're going down. So I think he's an impactful player. I think he's going to be a 4-star prospect. I don't know what level, because we got a whole year to go with 2022. But I think he will be a 4-star prospect. And I think he's a very good addition to add him in with Nigel Kelly. I mean, Nigel Kelly, both of these guys were players that FSU got on early. Both of them are going to end up being 4-star prospects at the end of the day. So you get two really good 4-star prospects at the defensive end position. It just shows you the skill set and the evaluation ability of this staff, how good they are. They notice these kids before they really just blow up and things take off and hit the offer market. So I think it's very impressive, the job that they've done as far as an evaluation standpoint of getting on these kids so early.
Man, look at that. He just ran for like 40 yards on the Wildcat play, and we're seeing him with his hand in the dirt, standing up on the edge. So a lot to be excited about for Florida State as they secure the commitment of 2022 prospect Aaron Hester, defensive end out of Fletcher High School out there in Jacksonville. Michael, we appreciate the time. We know they're going to have lots of more knowledge dropped over on the PRB, so we'll see you over there.
You got it, man.